Welcome to another edition of Motley CRoc Show. It is March 6th, which I can't believe is March 6th. It seems like it was just yesterday we were here. So while we're waiting for everybody to come in, get logged and live, I'm going to bring in the Manic Satanic, Jeff.
What's up, everybody?
Bro, what you doing?
Nothing, man. Just dragging ass a little bit. I worked last night, drove back from Gainesville this morning.
Right on. Right on.
Yeah, I figured I'd power through.
Right on. And you got back? Good? Everything's good?
Yeah, well. No worries, man. Got back, smoked a little, slept a little, you know.
Hey, the basic necessities.
Oh, yeah. I had a few days off, so I figured I'd head back down this way, get some reptile stuff done. And
yeah, and I'm letting it kind of pick up a little bit. Marissa's going to come on. We're going to talk. I want to talk about, there's something funny I want to talk about. I definitely want to talk about the little mini Bigfoot over there that if a man shows him his nutsack, he giggles and runs off. So it's like safe, but if you don't have balls, I don't know. So I want to ask about that folklore there with that. That's going to be kind of funny.
About Bigfoot and balls? Yeah,
but it's Bigfoot, Littlefoot, like it's a midget Bigfoot. Excuse me, a little person Bigfoot. Sorry, I smoked a little before the show, so
that's all right.
I'm going to be a little bit out there, bro. I'm going to be just a little fucking off my rocker. Then we're going to add some fun into the back end of the show because Jeff and I talked a little bit today. I talked a little bit about Mirisa. We want to talk about ethnic superheroes. You know, why can't we make like offensive superhero comedy or whatever? So there's that. And yeah, so I think that's going to be fun too. And we can just, try not to piss everybody off or whatever.
You're not pissing them off. You're not doing it right.
What's up, Michael? How you doing? It's good to see you. And we got Nathan. What's up, Nate? Good to see you too, bud. So the company that we use, obviously, which is StreamYard, I recommend StreamYard's a great company. There's been some new things. I don't know if you noticed that the song was a little bit different during the opening. Some things are a little clearer. Like when you put up someone's logo now, their picture is huge. You can really see who they are.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Michael looks pissed off in that picture, too.
There's a lot of things you can move around. It can slide over, and there's things called news scene. There's Michelle. What's up, Michelle? Good to see you. I'm glad to see people are starting to pop in. Let's put Michelle up there. Boom. So you kind of see everybody, and it kind of comes in a little bit while we're waiting. And so, I just kind of want to touch on some of those things. And so there's been some new stuff added here and there. And so a couple things have changed, and I just want to make sure I got it right. I want to get a guess
to the picture. They like spin off into the background and shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to look into. It's like they put some new updates, and it seems like they update like pretty regularly. I would say about every 5 months or so. I get a new email with them, but they're a great stream. And now I just got to get a guest right here. I just want to have a guest sit right here, and I want to go, hey, how you doing today? Welcome to the Red Chair,
interviews, man. Who's your all-time interview? Anybody living or dead?
Oh man, I can't say it on the air, but I don't know. I think it would be kind. Wouldn't it be? Oh man, I have to think about that. Hold on. You have it off the top of your head?
Oh man, off the top of my head. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like a lot of people that are just fucked up people, I'd like to be like, why? Serial killers, Hitlers, that kind of shit.
I mean, can you imagine interviewing Hitler? Like through a time hologram? Like, why did you do this or that? Dude?
What's up with this action? Not cool.
Yeah, like why would you do it so small? You know what, Jeff?
I think it had something to do with a gas mask. That's the rumor.
Bro. Listen, if you come on the show one day, with a Hitler mustache, I'm fucking done, dude.
Hell yeah, I'll do it.
Because I know you'll do it. I know you'll fucking do it. I know you would.
I don't think it'll look very good.
You're the only one that could get away with it. Yes, it would. It would be fucking just awesome. Maybe we get Mirisa to do it.
What's up, Bill? I was gonna say I could turn. I could just give a little Elon salute. Look great.
That's right. And I'll be like, yeah, and he can get away with it too. Woohoo! It's might be slightly racist now because we have.
What's up, Doc?
Hi. How you doing?
Awesome.
We're all good. How was your thing?
It was really good. Lots of people at the resort. They very much loved the stories I was talking about with Tata Wende, Sisamito.
I can't say those words.
Sisamito.
Yeah, but I think that's the one we were just talking about, Jeff. Like if you drop,
sounds delicious.
It does. That's what I said. It sounds like, hey, would you like to go to Taco Bell and get the new Sesamito?
Sesamito Supreme.
That's right. It's going to have extra whatever.
Grande.
Extra
It's a
nuts.
little Bigfoot. He's super hairy.
Oh yeah.
This is the one that if you're a male and you see Sisamito, what he'll do is he'll drag you to his cave. He will then rape you and then disembowel you, dismember you, and then eat you. But if you're a woman, you tend to live for a long life. But if you're a man,
okay.
So you're saying that
definitely horrifying.
So like he's like the Jeffrey Dahmer of the Bigfoots, because
more or less, but he does not try to turn you into a sex slave by putting cleaning fluid in your brain. So
no, he just punches you and hits you with the rock. I mean, that's Belize style.
Yeah, and if his prey gets away, the cops probably won't bring it back to him like they did with Dahmer. So
exactly, they probably let him get away with that. I would, you know what? If anybody's listening that happens to be a serial killer or a rapist, or you can dress up like Sisamito and get away with it over there. It seems like that's something that they believe in.
I'm too tall and not hairy enough, I think.
Yeah, me too. I could put knee boots on my knees.
Ricky could be a little
oh Bigfoot. My God. Would that not be awesome?
Could be a little knuckle dragging Bigfoot, man.
Oh, someone's going to be so pissed. Tonight might be a little edgy. And I did put that in there, guys. Like, it's all in fun and humor, and somebody gets offended. Just calm down. Just calm down a little bit.
That could be his Cuban superhero.
I just found out if you're a Taurus. Sorry, I'm going back to something. I just found this out. Majority of serial killers are the zodiac sign Taurus.
You.
Number two, you, Troy.
No, Gemini. But I'm the best of the best. You know why? Because I'm right at the end. I'm the beginning of Taurus and the end of Gemini. So my twins have horns.
Yeah, I'm a Leo. I'm the lion. So I'm still loudmouth.
Yeah, that's okay. We like that though. Leo the lion.
Heck yeah.
In the Leo's corner tonight with Jeff.
What's that?
In the Leo corner tonight with Jeff. Oh, I think once we really take this up, I do want to talk about Sisamito a little bit more. I'd like to talk about the origin of it because we do have people that come in here and want to hear cryptozoology. And then towards the end, now that we're getting a little bit bigger people, I'll touch on what's going on with Brittany so everybody's aware. Brittany has had a problem with her, as some of us know, but Brittany's had a problem with her gallbladder, which is a normal thing. Some people, so she decided she doesn't want it anymore because she's sick of dealing with it. And so it's coming out tomorrow morning. So she's getting up bright and early. So she couldn't be here tonight because she's got to sleep and fast and make sure she doesn't have anything in her system. And
it's
she said she wanted to be real.
Surgery. I mean, your gallbladder is not a very big organ.
Yep, exactly. It's going to be done with a robot.
Yeah, I mean, the only real change is you can't eat as many fatty foods and stuff. But other than that.
Yeah, and she said, I'm just tired of this damn thing and I want it gone. So she's getting it done. She told me today she's a little stressed about going under. I go, it's easy. Just go under with a loved one. Don't count backwards. Just hold hands with them. And
you just go under? Right. Oh, you froze.
Yeah, like this.
Going under for a minute. Yeah. The one time that I've been under general anesthesia, I was freaking terrified. And it's funny because, you know, I intubate people all the time, but being intubated was my biggest fear, even though that there was no way I was ever going to remember it, thanks to, you know, the magic of Versed and all the other fun amnesiacs and anesthetics. But man, I was terrified until they slipped me like a syringe full of Dilaudid in my mouth, and then everything slowed to like a grinding halt.
So
you'll be okay, Brittany.
But you see how easy that can be to hurt somebody, though? Give them a little fucking medicine and put them under. It's a scary thing. So I can understand why you would be nervous too, bro.
Does?
No, he uses a rock.
He just uses rock. Just pounds you and then pounds you the other way.
So the trick is you go paper.
He doesn't.
Did you hear what you said? That's terrible.
Yeah, you get a double pounding from Sesamito, and then for dessert you get eaten and disemboweled.
Yeah, that's good. See, Michelle, she'll be watching this if she's not watching now or sees it. She was just a little worried about that, but she's been under like 4 times. I just think that you build things up in your head. I said the worst part about it is what you're thinking about.
Yeah,
it's like people when they go to get tattoos, they're like, "Oh, it's gonna hurt." Oh, have you done it? You're like, "Oh, we're almost done." What?
Yep.
I mean, I'm not saying they're all like that. Some of them suck big donkey dongs, but other ones are not that bad. You know.
Yeah, I have to have neck surgery in the not too distant future.
Oh no! So they're gonna have to open up one of your tattoos and go underneath it.
They do. It's MIS, like minimally invasive surgery. So they go in through a whole like an incision the size of a dime, and they go in with scope and they replace they're replacing a few discs and doing a little debridement because I have some bone spurs kicking around in there and I have one slip disc. So we're gonna do all kinds of fun stuff. I'm a little nervous, but it'll be nice not to have crippling migraines and such. So
yeah, I would imagine it's probably pretty good. Nobody wants to have that for sure. So what's up, Sean? Yeah, donkey dongs. That's how sometimes that shit sucks, bro. Like, I don't know if you had the option to just like touch one all over your eyes like this or get tatted. There's sometimes like just touch it on my eyes. You know what I mean? Because
wait, what are we touching on our eyes? Donkey dongs?
Yeah. I was gonna say donkey dongs. Oh.
Yeah. If they said, would you rather have that or let's finish this tattoo? I'm like, I'll take that dong all day. Yep. Some of them suck that fucking bad. I'm not kidding you. Some of them you just want to die.
Yeah. I hate getting tattooed, man. I really do.
Sometimes I'm like, do we have to do it there? And then, you hear it. They're going up underneath here.
One eye closed.
And they're talking. Whoa. I know. Or sometimes
you can't really scream.
What's the most isn't it the side is the most sensitive area, right?
They say ribs. I think it depends on the person.
My toes near the nail bed were pretty horrifying.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah, those definitely felt like somebody was putting out lit cigarettes on my feet. It was pretty awful.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's
in here.
I'm sure there's a lot of people now that remember that they're not going to be doing the top of their toes by their nail bed right now.
Nope. It says rock star when you put my 2 feet together.
I think that's cool. My knuckles say CRoc star.
I was going to say I don't have enough toes. Actually, I did have enough toes, but there's little stars on the pinky toes.
That's all right. I like that, dude. I still think it's cool.
Hell yeah. You could do CRoc stars.
Yeah, I could. That would be cool. With one on each side. That'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
See that? Or your forehead. Or maybe, Marissa, you can do those 3 lines. The one down the middle of your mouth and the 2 on the side. Those black lines from like that TV series Hell on Wheels.
Oh, yeah. That was fucking... Oh, with the facial?
Like yeah, remember they draw the stripe. They catch the white woman and they stripe her face. And they keep
like that. That was a great show. That was really, really well done.
How the Maori do it?
No, I don't know how, but when your people do it, they take a white woman and they put 3 stripes on their chin or some shit. I saw it. I was like, dang.
To mark her. So
they're all like, hey, let's go. There's one right there. Get on your horse. I said, no. And they grab it and then they tattoo their face. That's what they used to do.
Did you ever read that article I sent you about the culture of tattoos and why it took this negative turn?
Yes, I did. And I thought that was great. And we actually had a discussion.
I know New York had some outbreaks and like hepatitis and things.
Well, when she's talking about goes so fucking far back, it got twisted into religion.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's so why don't you tell that story real quick? Because, we're in a little and then we'll get into some cool stuff.
No, so it's many indigenous cultures. Tattoo was part of the culture. Like you look at the Maori from New Zealand where, they have the tattoos on the face.
Yeah.
And so when the missionaries would come or just settlers or whatever, they started to, to state that was of the devil, it was demonic, it's not Christian, it's not godly, and all this. And so that is why for the longest time tattoos were seen as this evil thing, and it goes back to like missionaries from centuries ago trying to demonize indigenous and trying to put them at a subordinate level. It was like all the way just to illustrate why it's okay to rape indigenous women, kill indigenous people, take their land and all that. It's because
you don't think they raped any men back then either? Come on now.
Not like the Sesame.
They got in there and they go, let me take this little white cube off here real quick. And then they went in there and that's why all those little altar boys had a part down the middle of their head.
They're going to grab that beard braid, dude, and it's all over for you, buddy.
Bless you, my child. Yeah. I know.
It's like a love handle.
Listen, bro. If that happened to me, I'm fighting back. I'm just going to voluntarily go down there and bite that shit like we're getting into a goddamn Nathan's hot dog, my friends. Dude. We're going to have a good time. Like we're going to do it. We're going to do it right. Or hopefully, if that happened, I would just be with Ant, and I would just push him off the boat, and then he would have a good time going after them. So it's a win-win situation.
You don't even really have to bite it, man. You can rip that thing off with pretty low pressure, I'd imagine.
That's scary.
Not on there very well.
Even think about it.
It's like a spit and bubble gum job. How it's on there, it's nothing to it.
Spit and bubble gum.
Yank that fucker right off.
Well, the chimpanzees do it all the time. I always think it's funny how primates always go for the genitals. Well, a lot of animals do. Like I know people don't know this, but male llamas will go after the other males and bite their sacks off, dude, to
Now, is that a
make them
mating
nothing.
ritual, or is
No,
that
it's
a,
you're not welcome.
like
You
an
will not breed.
alpha?
No, it's
Lions
to
do
make
it as well.
Yeah, they want to make sure that they cannot breed. They want to keep their own
Damn,
bloodlines going.
that's fucking cold blooded,
It's
though.
fucking honor right there. That line's
Wow.
like that one that died recently from 2007. He killed a hippo and all that shit. Like I researched it. He did all that. And he falls back and he dies in the grass with the wind blowing. I'm like, motherfucker. I love that scene.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because every time you go on Instagram, it's always something stupid. Oh, they did this, and fuck this group and fuck that group, and Trump's this and this, and then you see something cool, and you're like, yeah, I could watch this over and over again.
I just watch cats playing pianos. That's my news these days.
I like that too. I like that too.
You know, I like. Yeah, the world's too serious, man. I really haven't watched the news much since the election. It's just like I can't, man. I just can't.
Well, I don't get into the news. I just try to keep up with stuff that's going to be like Marissa and I talk. That's going to be important for my financial movements, what I'm going to do. You always have to keep an eye on politics for that. But as far as everything else goes, I don't really care.
Epidemiology is what I keep an eye on. I keep an eye on diseases because I want to know when something's going to be in my,
sure,
area of operation, if you will. Like
that's all you need to worry about.
I was pretty scared of measles coming around now that we've had a confirmed case in Florida. First one in over 10 years. And but I am completely immune according to my titers.
Well,
so give me your worst measles. Can't get it.
They're doing it again, bro. They got to put something through there. We got to get something going.
Oh, dude, it's
always funny. It doesn't matter, bro. Every 4 years when we either get a new president or something happens, they always kill all the chickens. We always get bird flu. Remember? I remember the last time it came through. Same thing. So now we got all these eggs gone and we got bird flu and all this. And it's like, oh, we got to stand up. And I get tired of it. So I want to see fucking lions killing something. That's what I want to see.
Wait, so you're saying the last bird flu epidemic came through with the Biden administration?
I'm saying that every time.
No, it was before that. I think it was during Trump. The last Trump, the H5N1, the original.
Yeah, it got fired out with Trump. They're like, we're going to kill half the world.
This is my take on it. If it was contrived, why would they start it overseas?
Well, because it's easier to test it. Like I'm not saying I would do this. But I would pick all my friends, and then anybody I felt was worthless, I would fucking test shit out on them too. I mean, that's just how they do it.
Somewhere else, like
hey, let's put you over here. Here you go. Try this.
Try a lot of times soup that I made for you. Rubella pie.
Honestly, it could be completely natural. I just the way the world is anymore. I'm not closed-minded to anything because anything's possible from what I'm seeing. But natural diseases occur. We know this. Marissa's a doctor. She's well aware of that. I mean, we know this, but. If you could sample something and you're in another country, usually the other countries that do that, let's just take China, for example. They really don't care about the people that they don't care about. Let's just put it that way.
No, they don't.
So we'll go ahead and trial it. We'll do it right here. We'll just trial it in this small community over here and we'll see what happens. And sometimes I really think, and do you remember Jeff, the Faces of Death?
He's in Central America. Like they were testing all this shit in Central America. And that's why a lot of people here are like, fuck vaccines, fuck anything that comes from the States because of it caused sterilization, it caused birth defects, it caused all this stuff.
You did it here in Alabama, for God's sakes.
Yeah, here too. You're right. So you got to think about that too. And I think so. Yeah, most people that don't care, a lot of the governments in other countries, not that ours care about us because they don't, but a lot of them, they can get away with more because I think we practice the United States, at least it seems to practice a little more human rights than some other places do. There's some other places that humans don't have rights at all. Yeah, I mean, yes,
I hear you, man.
But at least if it's a facade, it's still a facade, right? Like, oh, well, they can't do that to our frontline medical workers and we're going to help them or whatever. They don't care in other countries. They're like, hey, look, there's a village down here and the Chinese will take money and then they test them. Don't you remember the Faces of Death?
Oh, yeah.
Some of those camps in China, they were testing horrible things on those people. Remember the videos, Jeff? Do you remember that one video where they stuck that woman, her arms down into this fluid and they pulled her up and then her arms all dissolved except her bones were hanging there and she was screaming and then they shot her and they put her in a thing? That was all real documented testing they were doing on people that didn't matter. So
they're less dead to people. That's what happens. Same thing
awful.
happens here with sex workers and homeless people. They're when they get murdered, they're considered less dead. Doesn't matter to anybody. That's why they never get solved.
I remember reading an article one time, and I don't know where it was. It might have been I want to say I think it might have been Jersey, but I could be wrong. There was kids going out at night just shooting homeless people with silencers, homemade silencers on their guns.
I just remember that.
They caught them. They were like 16. One kid was like 18, so he caught the blunt. There was a 16 to 14, 18-year-old, and they built homemade stuff. And so they drive out, and they just shoot homeless people.
Bottles and cotton.
Here's the funny thing. If I remember the article correctly, which I probably don't, but if I do, had they not went out too much and did it, they probably never would have got caught. Because what caught them was somebody saw the gun shoot out the window at an old woman or something. This is all I can remember. They got the license plate, they tracked it, and then they found the gun. When they got the gun, they got the other wounds from the autopsies done, and they tracked it to these kids. They were just teenagers having fun.
You would have to be so smart these days to get away with anything, with all the DNA evidence, all the touch DNA and trace DNA. I mean, you'd have to wear like a hospital bunny suit, and you'd have to freaking just bleach the crap out of everything. Plus, if there's blood, I mean, you're fucked pretty much.
It just shows me, because I mean, there's a lot to that. We can get into superheroes shortly, but I think that because we can lead into it with this, a lot of people don't care, and there's some places even in Florida, man, you just don't go. I mean, Jeff and I have been there. We're like, we probably shouldn't be here right now. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes there's that too.
It was more being on
that in Alabama.
They were your people. So, you know what I'm saying, Marissa?
Yeah.
But we respect them. Yeah, we respect their land, and sometimes the levees run through. And if you drive through them on your business, you're good, but they don't want you doing shit on the property. I understand that.
And you drive,
I'm saying
at their leisure,
you're probably safer.
Pick you up anytime.
They can do whatever they want. And what you're probably safer, but there was also a time in Miami, and it was during the 90s, that, Homestead used to be a bunch of bumpkins and stuff, dude, like redneck cracker motherfuckers. I remember
when that was drive-by town with shitty motels.
Yeah. But there was a group of guys, man, in pickup trucks, and they were, testing out their firearms at night on Mexican migrant workers. And they did it for years. And I guess they caught them finally, but nobody was reporting it. Somebody found like 2 dead Mexicans in the canal or something. And they were immigrants that were illegal. And so they were being shot. Like, they were coming out of the bars down there, like in Florida, all down in that area, the Florida City or whatever. And,
oh yeah, good old Florida City.
Yeah. And, they would just be like, they would scope them like a deer, and poof, and they would just drop. And I remember it was in the paper. You can find it. I know you'll find the article. And, they, were just doing it because nobody cared. But that's not the point. The point is that was a human being going, "Hey, Jeff, tonight, man, let's grab a couple of Bud Lights, man. And, I got a new silencer made for my AR-15, and, we'll just pop a couple, Mexicans off, and we'll go home. We'll have some ice cream." That, to me,
what kind of ice cream?
Well, I mean, Rocky Road.
Okay, I'm good with that. Cone or cup?
Let me guess, they were Gemini on that cusp with Taurus as well.
I hope not, because I don't want any part of that. But they were white dudes. They were just redneck white dudes, and that was the population of South Florida for a long time. It was Native Americans and white dudes, and so when the Mexican population picked up for a while, they were just kind of, people they don't care about people. Nobody cares about people, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, especially if you're rich.
It's the internet.
I think the biggest lie you can believe is when you get up and you're like, "Oh, the world loves me." Fuck, it does.
The world doesn't give a fuck about me, so I give a fuck about myself and mine.
That's right. And when you people wake up every day and realize that there's no such thing as peace, you're always going to be at war, no matter what it is. It's with yourself, your health, your emotions, what someone's going to do to you during the day, man. You'll get along a lot better. I can tell you that.
That's right. In the words of the philosopher Dave Mustaine, man, he sells, but who's buying?
That's right, dude. That's so true. And you can't beat that, right? So you find your core people, your group, and your friends. Like Marissa and I talk. We can, I got this issue. What's this? She'll say, "Hey, how about this?" And that's what you really need. But every day, you got a big turd in there. And you got to sprinkle some goddamn diamonds on it, man, because that's exactly what your life is. A big piece of shit that you cover with diamonds every day you get up, because that's all you can do.
Yeah. No,
I don't feel
I'll tell
bad
you what,
about that.
staying away from the news for the most part has made me the happiest, most relaxed I've ever been.
100%.
You know?
Oh,
Just,
the news is all propaganda and everything.
Right?
And
100%.
it makes your life, it makes your day more negative. You're living in fear. I do believe a lot of anxiety that you're seeing in society is because of what the news is producing. It's all fear.
Right.
You produce fear. It's more easy to control the masses. It's
Big Mac energy.
Agreed.
So-
It's more controllable and, you know, easier to do what they want.
That's amazing, Michael. I'm gonna have to. Do they? Can you like sign up? Do they have like a tour? I'll see if Flavio let us
The
go
homeless
on.
hammer tour.
Yeah, the homeless hammer tour.
The
That's
MC
fucking
homeless
terrible.
Hammer tour. Wasn't Hammer homeless for a while?
That's so fucking awesome. Thank you, Jeff. We're going into things now, folks. It's almost half hour into the show. But yeah, so in Eastern Europe, these rich kids were killing homeless people with hammers and recording it. They got caught, but let go.
For that.
Daniel Lopez, animals are diamonds in our lives. Amen. I agree with that.
Agreed,
I agree with
agreed.
that. I think no matter what, even if it's a snake, you know, there's a lot of people that talk about that. Like, oh, you know, that's just a piece of shit animal. But, you know, to somebody who's having a hard time, or maybe they're abused, or their parents are fighting, or their dads are drunk, they go and they sit with their snake, or they sit with their lizard, or their tortoise, or whatever it is they have that's a reptile.
Cat.
And they talk to it. Cat you can talk to. People accept that. Oh, dogs and cats will help you. But, you know, that reptiles have the same therapeutic
Absolutely, man.
things on people. I mean, I've actually looked at Gilly in the eyes, and I see that he does have some compassion. You know what I mean? Like, you can see that he's like, what's next? Like, I can almost read he's kind of like a playful guy. So his energy is nice. And so some people don't understand that sometimes there's really good energy with reptiles too, but they like to use them as another propaganda hate tool, just like they do with all the large reptiles.
Man.
Like green iguanas are taking over South Florida. What are they doing down there? What are they beating up people and taking their purses?
Yeah.
What damage are they? It's so ridiculous.
Again, it's using propaganda to there always has to be an enemy. And then it's these iguanas, but they've been around in Florida since the 70s, if I remember correctly.
The 50s.
And there are thousands and thousands of them.
Let Jeff finish his article, because I'm going to ask your opinion on something, Marissa, because you live where you and green iguanas are like one. You guys are like one shaman, and they're together.
Yeah.
Dude, I love going like down South Florida, like during the mating season, and watching those big bulls do their thing.
Oh yeah, let me tell you something.
Red bulls,
bro. The similis there, the spiny tail.
Yep.
Those are straight up cocksucker lizards, bro. I've seen them straight up just kick the shit out of a regular green iguana. Like green iguanas are like they're like the peace people, like you'd find at like Woodstock.
They're the hippie.
They're over there eating their strawberry, right? They're just having a strawberry in someone's garden, and those similis are in there eating a baby bird, killing the parents. I mean, they're just insane, those things. But go ahead. What you said, you saw an article. I want to hear what you said.
Was that me or?
Yeah, you.
No,
it was Jeff right before Marissa said something.
They were saying to watch out for tegus. It was somewhere not too far away from here either. I can't remember. But oh yeah, you know, it was down south at Cardstown Road, like by Homestead. It's that it's the road that goes down to the Keys if you don't take the bridge.
Right.
And they were saying they've been seeing a ton of tegus down there and stuff. I mean, they're never getting rid of any of them. You know,
see, that's awesome,
the iguanas and the red-headed llamas and the curly tails. I mean, they're here forever.
Right. So here's the deal. You always go into a meeting, and this is what you hear. You get all these people come up. They're not from Florida. They're usually from up north or something. So if they see something that's not sheep, cattle, a chicken, you know, they're like, oh, my God. So these iguanas are tearing down my seawalls and destroying my boat. Now, listen, I was just in Belize. And we walked all along the waterways, and I saw green iguanas on the seawalls there. So how come Belize knows how to build better seawalls?
I was going to say, they just build better seawalls
than $1 billion homing development that these iguanas are tearing up their yachts. How did the Belizeans know how to build a normal fucking seawall with concrete, right? But ours is different in Florida, that we use that they're destroying our foundations and digging under our
invasive
homes.
Species. So are you.
We have invasive species. We regulate. We got peacock
all you all are invasive if you really want to get down to it.
Yep.
So
I tell people all the time. They're like, "Oh, there's an alligator in my
Listen,
pond."
young lady,
like, he's not in your pond. You built
You're
your
pretty
house
invasive.
on his shore.
You're pretty invasive where you live too, Mirisa. You're an invasive.
I
A Yankee.
yes, I'm invasive here.
A Yankee, that's right.
I guess I need to go back to my homeland where my ancestors have been for thousands and thousands of years.
That's where's that out in Oklahoma?
Oklahoma.
Isn't that where the Apaches are from?
We going full Trail of Tears here, or
no? They're where the Apaches like more southwest. Oklahoma is where who was it? Jackson,
Choctaw, and what's the other big Oklahoma tribe?
Cherokee, like it's all mixed in Oklahoma. It was
that's because all the tribes were dragged.
But I thought the Apache Trail, I thought they ran them down through there too, didn't they?
Trail of Tears goes right through Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And a lot of them got left there.
The majority of because the Apache, we were the last native tribe to fight off the U.S. Army. So Geronimo finally surrendered, but we were like, this is why the U.S. like hated the Apache for the longest time because. And then
I'm sure that's not the only reason.
Because Mexico put a bounty on our head. Like yeah, man. And so it was like late 1800s. Mexico put a bounty. So anyone that had an Apache head or a scalp, I forgot how many pesos that you were able to get. And then the Apache had to like figure out,
pesos.
Do you want to go in the West and possibly be put into one of those assimilation schools, or do you go in Mexico and kind of live off the land? But if someone realizes you're Apache, they could just shoot you and like it's totally fucking fine. And this is why a lot of Apache ended up. This is what my grandparents did. My great grandparents. They took a Mexican name to be able just to kind of like weave into society, and they're like, yeah, man, like we're Martinez, but they were really Apache.
What was like your original last name? Like Mountain Sun or something like that? Or Sundew? What was it?
Sundew. What?
Was it really?
No.
What was the original? If you go back to your true Native American lines, do you remember what the tribes were, the names of your tribe? I mean, I know they had names. They had like Octaw, Bull Rider and stuff. Like they always had really cool names.
So the Apache, the real name is Ine, which means people. But the reason why we're called Apache is the Athabascan language. So the Navajo, the Hopi and all that, when the Spanish came over, the Spanish were like, well, who's the next tribe? And they would say Apache. That means the enemy because we were warriors. We were fucking assholes and we would just raid everywhere. And we were constantly, nobody liked us.
Well, so neither did the Mexicans. So you're fighting with yourself a lot, huh?
Yeah, all the time. Every day.
You're like, you sit your ass down, man.
I'm dealing with the colonizer in me. I'm dealing with the Mexican in me.
You have colonizer in you? Is that why you're always trying to make yourself mow your grass?
I have carpetbagger in me.
Dude, every Mexican has European
carpetbagger.
I'm a Yankee carpetbagger. I can't help it. And Seth, the Sioux were the Dakotas, North and South Dakota.
Yeah, there's a lot. I can't even keep track. Sometimes I have to go look. I mean, there's a lot of different tribes. I mean, they were all over, So the 10 white people that came and ruined the whole United States, we need to go back and kick their ass. The hell's wrong with those guys?
Stupid white people.
God.
White middle-aged men, man. Always been a problem.
Right? We got two of them right here.
They were probably sent over by the Jewish people is what happened there, Jeff.
That's what happens, dude. They're
like, we got the money. Get your ass over there and take that goddamn land any way you have to do it. That's what they said.
The puppet masters.
That's right. So we're like, all right, man. You're like, look, you get a cut. You go take it from the Indians. We're not going.
We're like management.
Exactly. This show's getting very racist, Mirisa. Now that leads me into, I want to talk now. So we talked about ethnic superheroes, or I want to go into like ridiculous organization or group superheroes.
Are we talking like the Justice League and?
Yeah, like those guys are fine, but we have to find stupid movements like the Ku Klux Klan. Now, if they had a superhero,
they're like super zeros.
I know, but we have to come up with some kind of designs for each one, and that's what I'm going to say because we were reading today that they think that Jack the Ripper was Jewish. So that's one for your team, Jeff.
Yes.
Yeah, Jack the Ripper. Come on, he's pretty cool. He's notorious.
I mean, he was a doctor. They thought so. That tracks.
Right.
Yes, doctor. And isn't it crazy? Going back to what you were talking about with DNA, how they were able to like get DNA off of something and then track the line.
It's
they thought he was a Polish.
That they can go back. I mean, literally go back hundreds of years and pull DNA from almost anything now, and it's only been since maybe the late 90s where they really had any kind of real advanced DNA sequencing and stuff. Pretty badass.
And they saved
stuff, really.
They saved a lot of shit, Jeff.
Oh yeah.
So they have stuff that they sealed up, and now you can get into it.
It's crazy.
Yep. Jack the Ripper Jewish. Jacob the Ripper.
I love that, dude. Can you imagine how that's good? That's so cool for you guys, because we always get ours we're like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Well, what's his name was Jewish too? Son of Sam Berkowitz.
Oh yeah.
I was.
You remember that movie where the dog's like, "Get out there, Sam."
On my team, right? The Night Stalker.
The Night Stalker, I think so.
Oh, yeah. Richard Ramirez, yeah. Oh,
Richard Ramirez, thank you. I was thinking.
He was the one who was native too. Damn it, what am I thinking?
And I told Troy this the other day, but Richard Ramirez, he actually came to my grandma's house.
Oh damn!
He was stalking my grandma, and my grandma saw his face in the fucking window.
That's some scary shit. The Night Stalker, man, crazy.
That's cool how we're all tied in, because I always used to think he was, when you're a kid, you're like, that guy's cool. Because that's how the media played it. I know you guys are, seriously, they played these guys up like they were heroes. I remember shortly after that, there was trading cards. You could get like serial killer trading cards, and they capitalized on that. So you're like, yeah, serial killers.
Why did
I've always good
serial killer cereal?
That would be amazing,
right? That'd be awesome. Like Dahmeros or Berkowitz
Ramirez rings. Yeah.
What would be Ramirez? What would be
Ramirez rings, dude?
What the hell was
Ramirez rings? Okay.
It's like Fruit Loops. Except his would be like
Fruit Loops.
It would be chocolate.
That would be honest.
It would have to be chocolate. Absolutely.
Henry Lee Lucas.
Oh, what was the chocolate flavored cereal?
Cocoa Pebbles.
Cocoa Puffs. Yeah.
Cocoa Pebbles.
You got your I don't know. Fruity Pebbles is probably my all-time favorite cereal. I'm going to throw that out.
Oh, I miss Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles with vanilla almond milk.
Don't they have those down there? It's probably called like Fruit Gravel or something. They got the same thing we had. They just changed the name of it. It was like some Mountain Dick.
If you don't, I'm sending you some boxes of Fruity Pebbles. I'm telling you.
That's a can of Poopsie.
Yes, Fruity Pebbles. Now that you say that, I don't think I've ever seen them in the grocery stores here.
Oh my god.
They don't have them. There's like Fruity Rocks.
My birthday's next month. There you go.
Sweet Fruity Pebbles it is.
Yep, I remember Count Chocula.
Never let us have like
Count Chocula. Yeah,
oh my god, the son of Sandwich? Sam of Sandwich? Come on, dude.
Son
of Sam Sandwich. I like it. That's really cool. Can you imagine? Now we went from, so now we have to think about superheroes. Marissa told me what she thought that the KKK superheroes kryptonite would be, but I don't think I can talk about it on the air.
Yeah,
it could be a lot of things, man. Vaccines for one.
But no, because it has to be ridiculous. I'm sorry. It really, I told her I just couldn't do that. Not tonight. I mean, she could do it, but I can't talk about it because, I don't have that year-round tan she does. You know what I mean? It's a little different. You got to have that year-round tan, but yeah, there's got to be some crazy things. Like, I don't think that there's enough superheroes for everybody.
Yeah, there were some totally like, they would pop up every once in a while and they'd be so caricature-y, like on Super Friends. What the fuck was it? Black Lightning.
Oh my gosh.
Black Lightning?
Yep, on Super Friends. And there was also, there was another one too. Damn it. Yeah, Black Lightning, because he had his hair sticking out of the top of his costume, I think.
What about, wasn't there one called Lion Man from the 1940s? It was
Lion-O.
Lion Man?
I'm like,
wasn't he like a... Look up Lion Man.
We're not talking Thundercats?
No, Lion Man.
Oh, it looks like they made a series out of Black Lightning.
I don't remember.
Wow.
What was the other one that you said after Lion what?
Lion Man. I could have swore that was like I'm trying to look right now to tell you if I'm accurate or not.
Lion Man.
Yep, here's Black Lightning.
Oh, Black Lightning is great. Black Lightning has a TV series.
And who? Oh, they had Apache Chief too. Remember him? From
The
Super
Wonder
Friends?
Twins.
Yeah, Apache Chief used to freaking grow big when he wanted to.
Yeah. Hanna-Barbera.
I loved Hanna-Barbera. And
Holy
the Crofts. Let's see, what do we got?
I'm telling you, I thought Black Lion was a comic guy.
What's
I'm
that?
pretty sure. Lion Man.
Lion Man? Comic?
Yep.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. The first black superhero.
There you go. They
Lion
got to pick
Man
Lion
was the first black superhero?
Yeah.
Well, we can look this up now.
And you can find him in all Negro comics.
Yeah, exactly. I won't use that word on the air, folks. I think that's a,
Well, I think if you're describing the name of the comics, you're okay.
But listen, He-Man, Julie, was awesome. But He-Man, he was always kind of like, his pink shirt and his tight little pants were too much for me. But Skeletor was always my favorite.
I know you're a big
love Skeletor.
Skeletor fan.
I love Skeletor.
I always liked Ram Man.
Oh, him too.
And then there's Fisto.
Yeah, you gotta love him. Can you believe they gave kids a toy named Fisto?
Named Fisto with a giant fist. Yeah.
When was that?
That was the 80s. It was
80s.
You were probably not here yet.
Watch the toys that made
I was
us.
still a toddler.
Yeah, I think it was like around 1983. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
Probably He-Man. Yeah.
The Sergeant at Arms. There was
Sergeant
a lot of guys there, but Fisto.
That was his boy toy for Prince Adam.
Yeah, Prince Adam something was wrong with Prince Adam.
Yeah, Prince Adam was definitely a little effeminate. There's no doubt about it. Which is, hey, nothing wrong with that. You're a prince, and He-Man, pretty much was only wearing his underwear and the freaking his
hairy underwear.
Hair
was like buffalo hair. But dude, come on. But Skeletor had hairy purple underwear. How could you beat that?
Yeah, true. That's right.
And he'd always bully everybody. He talked shit to everybody. That's what I loved about him. Morons, dingbats.
He-Man. Yep. Him and who's the Thundercat? Mumra.
Yes, Julie. Thundercats were pretty good. I loved Mumra. Mumra was
Thundercats
awesome.
were great.
Awesome.
Thunderbird is in Marvel.
Oh, Thunderbird.
So what about
Thunderbird.
They always did that for different groups and stuff? Like I know there was I don't remember. Can you look up the first Native American superhero?
It's got to be Apache Chief.
I was going to say,
talking modern American superhero.
But do you think that'd be the first one? Apache Chief would be the first one?
Well, there was Tonto. Was he a superhero technically? He was more of a sidekick with a mask.
Yeah, he rode with what was that guy's name?
The Lone Ranger.
That's right.
But would that be considered a superhero though?
The Lone Ranger? No, I was thinking if Captain Comanche or whatever the hell you just said, that might be kind of good though, dude.
Oh, who was the
Tomahawk
Black Crow?
throw in?
He was another Native American one.
The Black Crow was?
Yep. And then you got your who was your indigenous superhero?
I think the white guys had a whole bunch. I mean, that's
oh, are you kidding? They had every Superman, Aquaman, freaking Batman. They were all rich white guys.
Red Wolf is the first Native American superhero.
Red Wolf.
Okay. And Seth said Warpath is a badass too. That's kind of a cool name, Warpath.
Yeah, it's
But what I was talking about, Jeff, is there any Jewish superheroes? Like everything they touch turns to gold or something like that?
Right, like the banker or the accountant.
Yeah, right. Come on, dude.
If you fuck with him, he'll sue your pants off. What?
There has to be one.
I'm trying to think, man. I mean, we had our folk heroes.
Okay. But I think they
Judah
should
the
have
Hammer,
in
Judah
Marvel or
Maccabee, freaking crushed shit. He was a badass. Back in the day, the Jews were some bad motherfuckers. I don't know what happened.
I know they were. Did they have villains? Maybe there was villains. Maybe there
was villains, but most of them weren't Jewish. So
what do you think? Well, what do you think the penguin was?
The pharaohs in
What was the
Egypt
penguin? Italian?
What was Italian?
What was the penguin? Because he always dressed like, gangster. Was he Italian? I mean, what was the penguin?
Oh, because
Or
the
the
mall
penguin,
Oh,
the
came
Power
out
Ranger?
time. He
No,
probably
the penguin. The little penguin that used to piss off Batman all the time.
Batman.
Oh, the penguin.
Yeah, the penguin.
Well, his name
Penguin.
was Chester Cobblepot, I think, or something
That's
like that.
Jewish.
Cobblepot could be Jewish. I can see that.
Fucking A, bro. The penguin. That's awesome. I
He looks
loved
like a
him.
little egg with
Especially when
skinny
Danny
legs.
DeVito played him.
Oh, that was great.
I like villains. The only problem I have with Marvel and DC is they always make the good guys like they're always much smarter or better than the bad guys. And that's not, to me, that's not true. You know, because the bad guys were not led by emotion.
Hero.
They're not led by emotion, as where good guys are always like, we got to do the right thing, Batman. You know, that kind of shit. No, we don't. We burn the whole house down.
I like the anti-heroes, man, like Death Row Marvin, Sin City, or
Yes.
Let's see what else.
Yes.
That's the first one I could think of. The Green Goblin.
That was good. I liked him. I kind of like the Wolverine too, because he doesn't really care about anybody.
Yes. Dr. Octopus. I mean, come on, he had metal arms. Tentacles,
a lot of them.
Tentacles would be a squid, right?
No, he had tentacles. Wouldn't tentacles be part of the? Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, there he goes.
Oh, Magneto. Yeah, I can see that.
Oh.
That's probably why Professor X didn't like him. You know, because Professor X was definitely very waspy, without a doubt.
Waspy.
Yep.
So I was just thinking because I was looking at
mayonnaise waspy.
Comic books. Patient Number 9 was a cool comic book, and that's with Ozzy. But and I got that from a friend. But they got into that. Remember when Kiss did a whole series of comic books, and they were like, were they the villains or were they
Phantom
good
of the
guys?
Park, man. Remember the movie?
Yes.
Kiss and the Phantom of the Park.
Yep.
Like 1970 something. It was awful but great.
Yep. Do you remember when Gene Simmons was in a movie called? It had Tom Selleck, remember? And he was he had to hunt down these fucking robots that went crazy. Not.
Oh, it was like Dead or Alive or now I got to hit my IMDb, man. That's my favorite.
Yeah, what was the movie? Yeah, it was like
Gene Simmons was the bad guy.
That's it, Seth. I knew you would know it. I knew if I said it, Seth would know it. It was Runaway.
Runaway, yeah.
Yeah, Gene Simmons was in it. He played a villain. You know, he's always in leather, and he always had a bunch of girls that looked like Mirisa around him and stuff. The whole movie. And then Tom Selleck would come in, and they would look at him, and he'd be like, "Oh, you like my girls, do you?" He would do like that. Remember? He always played that nasty, long tongue, licking everything kind of guy.
Runaway.
Like, no offense, but Gene thought he was something special. That guy was
Gene Simmons. Hey, he was married to Shannon Tweed, dude. She was like a
still is
B-movie scream queen back in the day.
He still is.
Yep.
And it is really Gene. He was in a movie. When was Runaway? What year was that?
I'd probably say 1984.
Yeah, I'd say 80s to mid to late 80s.
Okay.
IMDb, it's the way to go. Let's see. Gene Simmons, all filmography.
Yeah, he was, Seth. He was. He was also in Trick or Treat. I'm waiting
Trick or Treat. Yeah, that's right. He was the DJ. Trick or Treat, the original Trick or Treat. I love that freaking movie. Sammy Kerr. That's right. Yeah, that's true. Gene Simmons was bar mitzvah. He was born in Israel.
Yeah, he was. I remember watching on a show. He talked about that. Yep. And then where's Paul Stanley's what, Italian?
I think Paul Stanley's Jewish too.
So they all got together. You know, they got a head start because they were already rich.
Oh, no, they were poor growing up.
That's what I mean. But they were already rich by the time they made it. Gene had already built a bunch of businesses before he even started that. And he made a ton of money. He knew how to do it.
Based on the music for them to get their money.
Not at first. And he's already a businessman. I mean, think about how smart Gene Simmons is.
Yeah, his full name is Stanley Burt Eisen. Paul Stanley. So he's definitely another one for the books.
Literally,
I'd say Ace was probably freaking Italian.
Didn't they kick him out?
Ace Frehley? No, he was there through the whole thing, man.
Who's the one they got rid of? Somebody got in a big problem. They got rid of him. Was the drummer?
Peter Criss after a while, and they brought in Eric Carr playing drum. Yep, the Cat.
What's up, Lance? How you doing, buddy? Glad you joined in.
Lance.
So Marissa, then we need to have make some like So what about bad kids who want something like, How come there can't be, like I said, any kind of crazy superheroes that are just twisted?
Oh, there's a bunch. Look at Deadpool. He's not really a superhero, but
No, but he's twisted.
he is
But he always does
twisted.
good things.
How about
Constantine.
Harley Quinn?
But Harley Quinn. But how come they always have to be politically correct?
What do you mean politically correct?
Why can't you have like a racist villain or a racist superhero? Like he'll help, but he just doesn't like anybody but black
I
people.
think you have a lot.
He's a Mexican guy that doesn't like anybody Mexicans or
Sometimes
white. Why can't you have
they're
that?
A little subdued, but
Is there one though?
The Joker's my favorite, Julie. I love the Joker for sure.
Joker's great.
Which is
Well, I'm
your
just saying,
favorite
why can't
Joker?
there be like a terrible one, like we were talking about earlier, like a Ku Klux Klan hero? Like someone's got to lead those fucking.
Well, there was
dwelling
Red
motherfucker.
Skull from Marvel Universe is like a Nazi kind of guy.
Was he?
From what's that
Oh
called?
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, he's full on like
He was a Nazi. Yeah.
Nazi-ish.
Yeah, but you got to remember, I was just watching. This is terrible for Mirisa, but we'd have been okay, Jeff. But I was just watching this cartoon from the 1950s, and it was Bugs Bunny, and he was shooting Indians, and he was singing 1 little, 2 little, 3 little, and bam, 4 little, 5 little, bam, and he was shooting them, and I was like, this is not cool. Like he'd shoot them, and they turn into a gravestone with a stick.
Full Nazi.
Yeah.
Some of the old Bugs Bunny cartoons are ridiculously racist. Like when he puts like the sugar cubes in his mouth and puts on the little Chinese rice patty hat, and he's like, "Oh,
yeah." I remember all that, dude. It was amazing what they could get away with. But I don't think so. But even if you make fun of like rednecks, like Uncle Jesse on the Dukes of Hazzard, like who cares? It's just fun.
I think Cooter was
it's really that
redneck
bad
here,
that Bugs Bunny had buck teeth and wore a grass hat's going to offend you. It's a cartoon,
right? Well, he'd also
don't you accentuate? Isn't that what
fruit on his head and dance?
Right, but isn't that what those guys do at the fair when they draw you?
The character
accentuate your. So think about that, dude. Mongor was really awesome. He was awesome, Mongor. Yes, Julie. She talked about that. Yep, Red Skull. See, she knows. Julie knows. So that's what I'm saying. So everybody would get really upset about that, but that's just the way it was back then, man. And you know,
I was telling Troy this earlier though. I was reading something, but it seems like the that movie with Robert Downey Jr. that came out. Oh my God, when was that? Tropic Thunder. That was like
Tropic Thunder is awesome.
It's so
it really is, dude.
Oh, freaking Danny McBride in Tropic Thunder freaking cracks me up. Him and fucking Ben Stiller doing Simple Jack.
Oh my God.
But
you can't do that anymore because there was someone had
100% epic.
So epic. It is so epic. But I was like watching, I guess, the new Gen Z or whatever. It started going around.
Oh God.
Playing a black guy, and then there was the whole thing was Simple Jack.
Who cares? Who cares?
You know what I thought was funny? Australian guy playing a black guy, which is even cooler.
It's
you know
hilarious.
what I think was cool? Here's why we don't care. We don't care because I love the Wayans brothers, and they played white girls. And they fucking chicks? Awesome doing white chicks. And we're not. Who cares? It's funny, dude. And they did it good. They were like a white chick.
They're coming out with the sequel or whatever because
to that one.
Oh my
yes,
God.
because of everything that's going on. I read something where they're just like, we're so done with everyone having.
Thank God.
And it's like, let's loosen things up again. So they were talking about doing another white chicks. Yeah.
Let's
try that. So here's the deal, Jeff. You could get stoned one night. You could have a 4-hour movie-thon, and you could start it with Blazing Saddles.
Love Blazing Saddles.
And then you go right into Tropic Thunder.
Blazing Saddles is definitely one of the funniest racist movies ever.
I think I have to agree.
Oh my God, man!
I have to agree.
Yeah,
dude's awesome. When I was growing up, that was the only videotape that we owned in the house. So I watched that movie probably 100 times.
You see, man, but we need that. You got to have that because I think it just cheapens the violence that people use, and I think if you can break stuff into comedy like that, it just makes it better.
Yep.
It just makes it better. I just don't understand. Like we didn't do that. And we always, that's all over with now. We're not doing that. Like Marissa's a doctor, she's not, she doesn't have a blower in her hand. You know what I mean? Like, things are different now. You can do You can do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you know, I don't have to colonize anymore. I can just go shopping. I can hang out with Indians
Right.
and I can have
eat
friends
meat
with
and milk.
I
at
can
the
hang out with
same time.
Italians.
Yeah.
So when we make fun of stuff, we all have different cultures that are just funny, dude. And then we have cultures that are just plain trash. And we should make fun of the trashy cultures of every individual race.
Without a doubt. You have
That's
to
how I
figure
feel.
that stereotypes are based in reality somewhat. That's what people observe. And it may not be, you know, an actual behavior, but that's what people see when they look at people, you know, and just the way it is. Otherwise, it wouldn't be as funny. Everything's fucking funny.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. It should be humorous, you know, like it just because there's just stereotypes, man. It's just funny to me. You know what I mean? Like it's, you know, it's just, and you see it, and sometimes you just smirk. You're like, oh my god, that's so true. But it's funny. It doesn't mean you want to be evil to somebody or whatever. So
it doesn't mean that you're racist.
But everybody's racist. Every single person is racist. I don't care what they say. Everybody's racist. You're born that way. Can't help it. Ralphie May was a comic that did that. Ralphie May.
Made fun of.
Oh, yes. Ralphie May was funny. Definitely died from being too fat, though.
Oh, dude, look at freaking like Louis Anderson, too, and Kinnison, and all the good fat comedians.
Yeah, Sam Kinison was the fucking shit.
They all die young, and they're all hilarious, man. Did you ever
remember when he talked about starving kids in Africa?
On Chappelle's
He's like,
show,
you know, the camera guy could have gave him a sandwich.
Oh, Chappelle show. So great.
He dressed up like a white guy and went on the bus, dude. It was fucking hilarious.
You remember when he was a black Klansman, but he didn't know he was black?
Bigsby, man. It
was awesome. I love it. Dave Chappelle was awesome. You know, the other day we were watching Home Improvement, and he did a cameo on there before he was anybody famous. He came on there as some TV audience participation with Tim Allen. Seriously.
Oh, Dave Chappelle?
Yeah, we're like, that's fucking Dave Chappelle. Oh, shit, but he was so young, you hardly recognize him.
I like Half Baked.
Oh, yeah.
With Dave Chappelle. It's fucking awesome, dude. It's awesome.
His series was really funny, and now you can watch it unedited. You know, Seth, you just brought, that's one of the best names.
I love Richard Pryor growing up.
Yeah.
Love Richard Pryor growing up. And
his album, the Super N-Word, is the funniest fucking album
dude, he's
ever released, bro.
He fucking burned his face off. Friggin' smoking crack.
Smoking crack. Yes.
Yeah, Richard definitely.
He was one of the best comics, dude. He was one of the best comics, dude.
Sure was.
Eddie Murphy, Andrew Dice Clay. Those guys are just, you know, those were like the core of me growing up.
Steve Martin.
Yep.
All hilarious people.
Andrew Dice Clay was just so fucking demeaning and trashy.
Oh my
God.
He
was the best of the best. I loved him so much. Like when I was a kid, he was my goddamn hero. Like
well,
I would have wore a jacket like that and walked around and smoked.
The Adventures of Ford Fairlane with Dice.
Awesome.
Great movie.
Hit pay dirt with K dirt.
Yeah. Hit pay dirt with K dirt. That's right.
Ford Fairlane. Great movie, guys. Great movie.
Yep.
But yeah, those comics, man, there was just so much good comedy, and we don't really have that. We've got some that are out there that are doing it now that are really funny and they really make it happen.
Yep. Trey
Gallagher,
Parker, Matt Stone.
Gallagher was funny. He used to smash the Ku Klux Klan superheroes kryptonite.
Oh.
Yes, that is true.
So, you know, and
yeah, Daniel Tosh is pretty funny.
Daniel Tosh is amazing.
There, but I used to love stand-up, and now it just doesn't do it for me because it's not as funny as it used to be.
There's a few guys now that are coming back that you see and you're like, that guy's awesome. Even Louis Anderson was funny.
Yeah,
he was funny. Remember, he's like, my mom would make me get out for a shoot. I remember him walking out. It made my dad laugh, so I'll never forget it, Jeff. But he came out on the stage. He was telling a couple of jokes, and he took this big washcloth or whatever out of his pocket. And he's like, he wipes his face. He goes, "Excuse me." He's like, "Excuse me. If I didn't sweat, I would explode."
Dude, he was funny on the old young comedian specials, like the Dangerfields specials on HBO.
Yeah,
people came out of their
the king, Julie.
Oh, George Carlin was always one of my favorites growing up too. That's another one that I idolized as a kid because he said it like it is. He was the first and only one to ever do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, his stuff is, dude. I'm gonna have to listen to him tonight because I just love that guy.
Dude, 7
Remember
words
when he's like, "Oh, everybody thinks that."
Classic.
Grandma's in heaven looking down on you. Yeah, what if grandma's looking up from hell? Did you ever think about that, asshole? And everybody would get
Harlan
so
was a
pissed, but
fucking
wasn't that just the
funny one.
greatest? That was the greatest. We have so many.
Oh, you got stuck in a funny looking position there, buddy.
Yeah, no, I'm reading. Someone just sent me a text about the Harry Potter bankers. Were they Jewish?
Oh, well, yeah, they were trolls. So yeah, I think they're supposed to be. That's the connotation. Oh, My Blue Heaven is awesome, Mike. I love that movie.
Yeah, I remember that Seth Carlin was in there.
Yeah, what the hell was his name? Not Morpheus. That was what's his name in
Ron White. His name is Ron White, Lance. Ron White.
What's George Carlin's name?
Ron
Rufus.
White.
Oh, in Bill and Ted?
Yeah, Rufus.
I thought it was Rufius? No.
I was just thinking Rubius too, so maybe it is. I think it's Rufus. Hold on.
Or
Yeah, Seth would know. He loves all that shit. It was Rufus, I think, wasn't it, Seth? Yes, that's right. I'm telling you, the comedian that smoked cigars and drank whiskey was Ron White. He was awesome. Rufus was the name. Seth said Rufus. It is Rufus. See, we got to have that. We got to bring that back. I think we ought to go on tour, man.
I'm telling you.
I just need to get some bodyguards.
Jeff and Troy's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah.
We'll bring Marissa and she can there.
Let's get a phone booth.
We're not that bad. Our manager's an Indian.
You have to specify though what kind of Indian.
Yeah, not
feathers, not dots. I don't know why everybody's scared to say that.
I say it all the time.
Yeah, because if you say Indians, like Indians, yeah, the feathers, not dots, because we know certain ones wear dots, and others wear feathers. You should separate rednecks from whiteys too, man. There's rednecks and there's white trash, and then there's just.
Wait. What's the difference between rednecks and white trash?
Rednecks live in the South.
Yeah. There you go. Well, a lot of white trash, they don't get a redneck because they don't work. They lay around in the trailer all day. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Rednecks are out on the farm. They're usually rednecks are those boys that drive trucks and work farm hands. Those are rednecks. They work.
Wear their pants tucked into their boots.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck about anybody but their other redneck friends. So if you're black, Mexican, or even a skinny white dude, don't be going because they don't care. They'll run you over with a pickup truck, drink beer, piss on you. That's a heavy duty redneck. Then you got good rednecks, man, that they're just the good old boys, and they're not out to hurt anybody. They're just good country folk, and they're labeled as rednecks. But the true rednecks was something to do with a bandana that was worn around the neck during a war, and they were called rednecks. And I think were they British? That's where it comes from.
That's
the term redneck. No, there was
British.
something about rednecks and a scarf. Look it up, Marissa, real quick. I'm guarantee you that's what it is.
Rednecks and a scarf.
Yeah, term rednecks. It was something that had to do with some war, and they wore a red scarf around their neck, and they were called rednecks.
Maybe the Spanish Indian.
It was something like that. It was something like that. They were that's where the term came from originally.
Originally, sunburned necks of the farmers and other laborers in the 19th century. Coal miners wore red bandanas for solidarity.
Mm-hmm. They were called rednecks because they tie shit around their neck and they work out in the sun. And I'm pretty sure it's because they would tie those red bandanas around their neck or whatever. I think that's where it started. Somebody on my show talked about that one time.
Bandanas are so versatile. You can put them on a stick and make them luggage. All that shit. Remember that?
When you run away?
With the bindle.
You never saw girls do that, though, because they use like trash bags and stuff because
they just throw it in the back of the car. Get me out of here.
Like I would, too. I couldn't fit everything in a bandana.
No, man. I can hardly fit in my...
Daniel said a redneck's houses can move and white trash, they hook it up to their truck.
Okay. I didn't grow up. I didn't grow up around rednecks, so that's why I was like, I didn't experience that until I started doing research in the South.
Plaid shirts and knee-high socks. That's what she grew up with.
Yep. Cholos, cholitas. Remember.
I can't say that because that used to be on the menu at Taco Bell. Rednecks came from the white farmers. Go to the next
Cholitas Tostones.
Yeah, also to keep the sun up their neck, I'm sure, Julie. A lot of our family up there is rednecks. We got rednecks all over the place.
Yep.
We all have them.
My skin's so pale, dude. I just walk in the sun and I'm a red everything. I turn purple.
Like I said earlier,
sunburn.
Like I said earlier, you've got Marissa. She has that year-round tan with no explanation.
Yeah, no. If I get burned, it peels and comes right off, and I'm back to fucking see-through again. Why do you think I like tattoos so much? You know,
I know. You know what's really sucks is when you get sunburn with your tats. That sucks. I hate that.
Some of my older ones, like they raise up, like get braily.
Yeah, I think it's certain kind of ink they used back in the day, and it triggers something when you get a sunburn. 100%. I get the same thing. Then the newer stuff always seems to work a little better, but man.
What did I did hear they had they're putting something in tattoo ink now because they were finding like what they were using decades ago was
mercury in the reds. That was a big one. And there's a few other things. I had a reaction to some red ink once. Took months to stop being raw and awful.
So you just don't want to use red that much ink. I mean, things have changed now. I don't remember what it was, but I don't think I can hold yellow.
I can hold yellow pretty good, but I
can't. Yellow and orange, I can't. I can't. I think it's my brown side fights it off.
Orange never really looks really good on tattoos. Always looks cakey to me.
Yeah, cakey. Yeah, no, I'm not.
Like
yeah,
cake.
see, I'm getting a lot of these, boy. Woo.
I know. Tell them to come on and comment so we can all see them.
It was like a bandana. It was a red bandana, like I thought.
It was a red bandana.
Bindle.
Yeah, It says the term redneck originated for the estimate the sunburnt rucks while the farmers they wore, and it shows a picture of these guys with the story wearing red scarves out in the field, and that's where the term they called them rednecks. And they'd show up for work, and then it got turned into, like he said, their house can be moved or whatever. White trash, just hook it to the truck. That was pretty good, Daniel.
Yeah.
It's fucking pretty good.
That
pretty
sounds
good.
Legit, yeah.
Of course.
Well, you need to get a tattoo, Lance. The first one you need to get, I think your mom was saying that she wanted you to get it on your face or on the side of your neck so you could look at it the whole time. Like,
I'm still waiting to get my first tattoo also.
Yeah, I've been kind of nervous, honestly. I've been a little nervous.
Shit hurts.
But I definitely think you should start with your face. You need to put a horseshoe on your neck and make sure it's right side up. Because if it's down, all your luck goes away. You always have to keep it up.
And you got to catch it.
That's right.
I got a horseshoe on the back of my neck somewhere.
You got to keep it up. It catches it all.
There's another one somewhere there.
Got to have them.
Still.
I still need to have them back.
What's that?
God, I've been tattooed in a dog's age.
We'll have to definitely do that soon.
Yeah, I'm planning to get like a big circle / mural on my back eventually. It started with the CRoc, but
is it going to have a crocodile in it?
No, the next one's a great white
cliche.
shark. That's the predator that I first fell in love with when I was 5. Like that's what got me into loving predators and animals that other people. I always loved the underdog, I guess you can say, when it came to animals.
Predators are different in America, but yeah, I understand what you mean. I think,
but they do give out free candy.
They do.
That.
Yeah.
It's like Jesus is different in Mexico. You know what I mean?
Jesus.
A little different.
Jesus Cristo.
That's why I can't say those words that she talked about, pupimito or whatever, because I feel like I'm ordering something at a Spanish restaurant.
That's just a very small.
Sesamito.
Sesamito.
Sesamito sounds like a side. Sesame. Yeah, I'll take that with a little sesamito on the side. That's what it sounds like to me. I cannot get that out of my head. Sesamito sounds like Spanish cilantro. Yeah,
can I have
some sesamito?
It's just a little hairy bear.
I pictured Danny DeVito from like Always Sunny, like a little short hairy man.
Yes, that's it. Well, it's pretty much like Sesamito, but he could also, now that you say Danny DeVito, he would be an awesome. So we have this other creature called Tatahuende, and he also lives in the forest. He's the protector of the forest. He loves the thumbs of children. So if children are running around, they actually run into Tatahuende. They put their hands behind their back, or he's going to cut off their thumbs, and he puts them on a big necklace.
At least it's their fingers. At least it's their thumbs.
And so, his feet are backwards.
Good night, Seth. Love you too, bro.
So yeah,
that's kind of cool.
But he's a trickster, like of the forest. And so if you fall asleep underneath a tree in the forest, if you're a woman, he braids your hair If you're a man, he'll tie you to the tree. He likes to get.
Are you sure that? But wait a second. Hold on a second before we get off here. Are you sure this thing isn't a female?
No, it's this.
Because both of them seem to hate men.
There's a lot of cultural stories here in Belize, and they are kind of very fixated on men, such as the lady in the white dress. If you go to a bar, she only goes after married men or men that are in serious relationships. She wears a beautiful white dress. She's the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen. And she'll
wait a minute. You're talking about like it's a ghost or something. You're not talking about.
It's so anyways, but she'll lure a man and be like, oh, take me to my house, take me to my car. And then you go into a dark corner of the street. And she turns into this hideous monster. And then she devours the man. And that's what you get for thinking about,
That happens to me when I'm drinking sometimes. I meet somebody in a bar. The next morning, they turn into a hideous monster.
You wake up, you try to chew your arm off.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of our stories are kind of to scare men.
Oh, yeah, like La Llorona. Well, that's more Mexican, right?
We have La Llorona here, too. But she's like, that's kind of.
La Llorona? What is that? What do you have?
La Llorona.
Oh.
So what it is, La Llorona.
It does, Daniel.
Yes.
Sure does.
So La Llorona is a woman. So there's all these different stories. And so I talked about my grandma earlier, how she had her run-in with the Night Stalker. She swears she saw La Llorona. My grandma had crazy stories.
You met everybody.
Yeah.
La Llorona, Richard Ramirez.
Seriously. Oh, you want to hear something else that's super crazy? Is she shook hands with JFK and then he got assassinated. And then the other crazy thing is my mom was in grammar school and Robert Kennedy came and the next day he got assassinated.
Damn.
If
I'm going to politics.
The only guy that had any fun with the Kennedys was Ted.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fucked up family right there.
Ted had a good time. And then Schwarzenegger married into it.
Yeah.
Yep. Shrivers.
And then your guy from Jurassic Park married into it as well.
Oh,
Jeff Goldblum?
Jack Shepard? Or before older Jurassic Park?
Oh, newer Jurassic Park. I'm sorry. The guy that was in The Office.
Oh, what's his name? I know what you mean. I can't think of his name. So he married into it too. Okay.
He's in Guardians of the Galaxy. That guy.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt.
That's it.
Yes. He married Schwarzenegger's daughter.
Was he married to? Wait, was he married to Anna Faris or was that Jack Shepard? One of them. They look a lot alike. I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy. Huh. See? The world is weird. That's weird. There's a lot of shit like that going on where they all get together. So
get away with a lot of shit.
Yeah, and everything always ties back. That's interesting that your grandma was tied into all that. That's crazy stuff. Unless she was BSing you.
No. I hope not. I mean, she's whatever. I'll ask her in the spirit realm.
There you go. Ask her there. Hey, grandma.
Thank you, Judy.
Bullshitting us. Were you bullshitting us when we were kids?
Yeah. Night Stalker, JFK, La Llorona. Oh yeah, La Llorona. So anyways, the woman finds out her husband is cheating on her. And in despair, she takes her kids to the river and drowns them. And when she comes out of like the blackout she has from all the anger that her husband was cheating on her, she like obviously is like in tears that she's killed her children. And then she drowns herself. And so now they say, if you hear crying along a waterway, it's La Llorona trying to find her children. She's like, she's just so sad that she's going to start drowning children. So it's like a story to pretty much keep kids away from a river's edge during the nighttime.
Because usually there's crocodiles. But drowning your kids because your husband cheated on you is like kicking the cat because the dog's barking. I mean, that doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah. Well, it's just one of the stories, because again, there's all these little kind of different stories that all tied up, but it was, the husband really loved his kids, and it was for her a way to get revenge at the husband was also by killing the kids.
That sounds exciting. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deep,
It
dark
sounds more
stuff.
like postpartum depression. And, they just didn't diagnose it then. Then it turned into a cool folklore to keep kids away from the crocodiles getting eaten them.
Yeah. Or other things. There was no cartel back then. But yeah. Because
I don't know.
It's from like the 1800s, I think. La Llorona kind of was created. It's an old,
kind of like the Lechuza.
The what?
The Lechuza.
What's
Are you shocked now? You don't know what the Lechuza is, and you got some Mexican in you, and you don't know what it is?
Like the chupacabra?
No, the Lechuza. It's that owl witch. In Mexico.
Okay. I'm sorry, I can't understand you with your accent.
Well, I don't know how to say it like you. Lechuza.
Sound like me on
say
the
it like
phone
that.
with
Hold on, let me do the Mexican. Hey, do you remember the Lechuza? Is that how you say it like that?
Oh my God, so much better, Troy. Good.
Well, I'm not saying that.
Lechuza.
The Lechuza. The Lechuza.
You said it when you were trying to make fun of the Mexican accent.
I'm not trying to make fun. I can do it.
Hey,
Marissa, you heard the Lechuza? See, I can do it. I just try to say it clear for us normal people listening.
Yes.
You're the only Mexican in the room, Marissa. I'm sorry. I'm trying to talk to the broader audience here.
Soon to die.
Yes, Slender Man. Lance said Slender Man. That's
Slender Man too. Slenderman.
Yeah, Slenderman sounds like a nice name to have, right?
Hi, I'm John Slenderman.
Oh, I am just Slenderman. Pay up, sucker. I'm the bookie. Anyways, guys, I'm going to end the show. It's an hour and 15 minutes in, and I'm glad everybody came out and joined us again. We had a little debauchery. Sometimes we try to do it.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Exploring? How you doing, bud? But yeah, I just want to make sure that if you missed the show, go back and catch it on YouTube. It's going to upload. It'll be up there in about 10 minutes. If you care. If you don't care, don't watch it. It's no big deal. We don't care. So for everybody that did come in here tonight and have fun with us and talk with us, we really appreciate you. We'll be back next week. So will Brittany.
True.
She'll be pulled apart a little bit and put back together, and she'll be good to go. And then maybe she'll be back at it. And maybe we'll get Mirisa. Maybe we won't, man. She maces with crocodiles. So she may come back as a one-armed Apache. We don't know, but she might.
Come on, bandit.
Just gonna wear some feathers next week.
If you wear a feather on the show, you will be the fucking bomb. You need to do that.
You gotta wear a full headdress.
I might have.
Dude, that would be cool. Coming on as an Indian. Someone's going to get pissed off. They're like, oh, man, she's making fun.
She could be making fun of the village people.
Yep.
They had an Indian.
We could dress like the village people next time we do the show. I'm cool with that. Marissa, you can be the Indian.
I will be the chief.
I'll be the cowboy, and Jeff's going to be wearing leather.
Oh, definitely the leather guy. Or the cop.
Mm.
That would be good, too. Yeah, but the Indian for sure. God, that plus was terrible.
Like,
but anyways, thanks for coming out.
More like it.
We appreciate all the comments. If you want to check us out, you can find us on YouTube. We just upload it there. So if you missed the show, you can watch those and many others. There's a lot of fun on there. It's open to the public now. So please, I say that a lot because we just opened it last year. So everybody can get into it. And so have some fun with it. If you find something you like, or pick on, troll, or talk shit about, we're here for all of it. So until next week, folks, we appreciate you coming out and seeing us. And thank you.